Yeah, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Jeremy Allen Carp Angler. You join me and Rocco tonight, if you like, or this evening for a overnight session back up at the top lake. We're here for the night and a little bit of tomorrow morning. We're set back up in peg 2. Let me just turn you around and show you where we are. Oh, yeah, familiar peg to you. We've got right hand rods out. Well, both rods are out in the middle. Right hand rod slightly to the right a bit, and the left hand rod is straight out in front of us. And so far at the moment I've just cast 2 solid bags out there, which I will leave for a couple of hours, see what happens, and then probably about 5ish I'll redo them ready for the night and put some bait out over the top of them. But I like to put a couple of bags out there first just to see if we can get any traction from them, and if nothing happens then I'll put some bait over them. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's beginning of March, first week of March, and our first session back up here of the month, so hopefully we can bag a fish or 2. Done really well the last sort of done 4 overnights up here during January and February, in which we managed to catch 4 fish and lost 1. So it's been quite productive. The last session 2 weeks ago up here we managed 2, so hopefully we'll have a similar result. But yeah, I'd be really happy if I catch 1. So that's my kind of starting point really. And then I'm not too sort of fussy as long as it's one of the, well, I prefer it to be a mirror. I prefer the mirrors to the commons, but yeah, 1 fish will do. Yeah, it's been quite a nice day today. It's been up to 10 degrees around about midday or sort of early afternoon, so we've seen some fish moving about out there, and hopefully not too confident of catching anything during the day. Might put a zig out there at some point, but if not, look forward to the night when most of the bites have come during the hours of darkness. But yeah, so that's where we are, that's what we're doing, and hopefully I shall speak to you in not too distant future with a fish. But if not, I'll be back with an evening update. Speak to you in a bit. Bye bye. Right, good evening everybody, and yeah, time for an evening update really. It's just coming up to 5:30, and yeah, I've just redone both rods for the night. I've got them both out in the middle, one on sort of right hand spot out there that's about sort of 1 o'clock sort of direction, and then the other one straight out in front. And also I've spotted 3 spoms of pellet and boilie over the top of each rod, so I've got a bit of bait out there for tonight. And yeah, I say it's now 5:30, so yeah, the rods can stay out there now until we get some action. Hopefully we'll have something during the night. If I do, I'll put some more bait out if I have a fish, or if I hear them jumping about out there and I'm not getting a bite. But yeah, I'm all sort of set up really. I'm just cooking some breakfast tea, having some sausages, and yeah, you're probably wondering where Rocco is, and yeah, we're already fast asleep on the bed chair, and yeah, he shall, well, hopefully he'll stay there all night. But I dare say there'll be a he'll be disturbed by a few coots making a racket, or some foxes in the night that'll get him up. But yeah, I expect he'll be there till about 7:30 tomorrow morning now. Just going to have a little look at the lake, and yeah, not a lot's happening. We've seen cruising fish round there about 3 o'clock. There was probably about 10 fish on the surface, all out in the middle, that middle section out there, and one rolled probably about 10 yards off the right hand stump there in the margin, but sort of, he was out a bit. He wasn't say he was anywhere in the margin, he was out in the lake a bit. So hopefully with them moving about during the night, we'll have a bit of action. But until then, I shall say good night, and hopefully I shall see you not before too long. Speak to you in a bit. Yeah, morning guys. Not sure of the time, but yeah, the right hand rod's gone off, and we got ourselves a nice Scaley mirror, and he's initial. There we go. There's one side for you. Right. See if he'll let you see the other side. But yeah, initial weigh in, he's gone £20 8 ounces. There's the other side for you. Right, we'll get him treated up and get him slipped back. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Yeah, good morning everybody. Time for a morning update. Yeah, you join me and Rocco on a nice frosty morning here up at the top lake, and yeah, just sort of go through what happened last night really. Yeah, during the evening I had nothing really. I had a couple of bleeps on the rod, which I think was more rodents running about than anything, and then I was fast asleep, and 12:30 I had sort of 3 or 4 bleeps on the right hand rod. I came out, went over to the rod, and the bobbin was about 2 inches from the top of the rod, and sorry, my kettle's about to boil here, and yeah, I sort of, one of those do you hit it, do you not hit it kind of thing. And then as I was sort of thinking about it, the bobbin dropped to the floor and everything went slack. So I then picked the rod up, and first of all I sort of nothing, reeled down, pulled again, the second time something, and yeah, it was fish on, and yeah, went sort of kited to the right, came sort of back round this way, and then before I knew it was under the rod tip, and he did a bit of turning around and went in the net, and yeah, it turned out to be a nice scaly mirror. One of the fish I wasn't sure was still in here, but obviously is, and yeah, got him out, weighed him up here, £20 8 he went. I have caught the fish before, early part of last year, and he was 21 4 on that occasion, so he's there or thereabouts on his weight. Yeah, he had a few war wounds on him, but which had healed up, and yeah, took a few bit of footage and a few photos, and yeah, he swam off strongly, so yeah, he's good. So yeah, after that I recast, put another solid bag on, recast it out into the middle, put another 4 spoms of pellet and boilie over the top, and went back to bed. And then unfortunately that was the end of the action. We had no more during the night. I was thinking of by 12:30 I might get another one by sort of 3 o'clock, but it wasn't to be. I only heard one bosh out there during the night. I mean, yeah, it was good to get one in those conditions. I mean, it was 2 degrees when I caught the fish, and the air pressure was 1027, so it wasn't ideal for catching. So I was well pleased to get one in that. And yeah, so it's and then we've woke up to a nice frosty morning. Let me just sort of round, and you'll sort of see it's lovely, nice sunny morning. And yeah, Rocco's, oh no, he's gone into the undergrowth. He wouldn't come in the bivvy because it's sunny over there and wanted to sit over there, and now he's got himself tangled up, look. Oh dear. But yeah, bivvy's sort of a bit wet this morning. It wasn't white, and yeah, all me mats and everything's, yeah, the frost is pretty much gone off of it now, unfortunately, but it was all nice and white when I came out. I'll try and put a picture up later. I could take a few pictures of it all being white and frosty, and you'll get some idea. But yeah, it's now sort of coming up to 9 o'clock. I'm going to have a bit of breakfast, and then we'll probably start to pack up. But no doubt the fish will be up on the surface soon. But yeah, might nick one more before we go. You never know. I've caught them up to, generally I sort of caught them up to about 9:30 in the morning on here, seems to be, and then after that bite time seems to be over, and you don't really start catching them again till the afternoon. If you go to some, this is just an older one, they don't seem to catch during the mornings up here, so you start to pack up. Right, that's the morning update, and yeah, if I don't speak to you before, thanks very much for watching the video. Please give us a like, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Speak to you soon. Yeah, good afternoon everybody, and yeah, you join me for another session back up at the top lake, and yeah, we're in a different swim today. Let me switch you around, and yeah, we're over the other side of the lake, opposite to where we normally fish. We're in a bit to the opposite and a bit to the left. We're in peg 7, those you that know it. So we're normally over there, peg in the middle, but somebody's in there, as you can see. So we're over the other side, and we've got bottom end there. Let me come around a bit and you can see. Yeah, you've got the shallower end up there, aerators opposite, and then quite a nice bit of water out in front of us. So yeah, hopefully we'll do quite well. I have done very well on this peg in the past, including the winter time. I've had sort of 5 in one night here on one occasion, but it's a bit warmer than it is today. I've got one bait, as you can see, well, you can see around to the right there. I've got one sort of just off the edge of that tree, and then the other rod's out in the middle. Rocco's with me, and yeah, he's refusing to come in the bivvy at the moment, and he's now laying, well, I think he's looking for the sun. He's rather optimistic. We haven't seen much of it today, but what he has, it's been over there, so he's laying there sunning himself rather than coming in the bivvy. No doubt he will do when it gets darker, and he'll come and get on the bed chair where he normally gets. So yeah, it's middle of March, and yeah, having had a warmer sort of weekend, the temperature's plummeted again. So I think it's sort of about 8 degrees at the moment, and yeah, due to drop down to about sort of 2 degrees, if not below that, overnight or first thing in the morning when it's first light. I think we might have a frost tomorrow morning. We didn't have one this morning at home, but the lad opposite me, who fished last night, he yeah, well, had a bit of frost on the bivvy, he said, when he woke up this morning. So yeah, it's probably not great conditions, although last week proved tricky. I think there's only been one fish out in the last week that I know about, that came out on Sunday night. So I say it's kind of, I think the weather warming up kind of confused them, and it's sort of, the temperature's been all over the place in the last week. I think last Tuesday we were up here doing some aerators on the Middle Lake, it was -3, and then up Thursday up here it was up to about 14 degrees. So and then here we are this week, it's back down to sort of high of 8 degrees during the day, so it's up and down all over the place. So yeah, I bet the fish don't know what's going on, a bit like we do. But anyway, that's where we are, that's what we're doing, and I shall speak to you later. Yeah, good evening everybody. I'm afraid the light's beating me to it really for the update. Yeah, it's coming up to about 7:30 now, and yeah, not much has happened this afternoon. We had loads of fish cruising around in front of us between 3:30 and about 4:15, just hoping one was going to drop down and pick up those 2 baits, but wasn't to be. So yeah, I've redone both rods now. They're both out in the middle-ish, sort of one on the middle and one sort of probably about a third of the way out. And yeah, as I did last week, I've put 4 spoms of bait over each rod, and about 20 boilies over each. So that's done and out there for the night. So yeah, we're all ready. Rocco's now settled down, I don't know if you can see, settled down on the bed chair. He's crashed out for the night, and hopefully the next time you see me it'll be during the night with a fish. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. Right, let's just turn it off. Right, morning everybody. It's about 2 o'clock, and got ourselves a nice fully scaled. Let me just pick him up for you. There we go. I mean, you can see that. It's a gorgeous looking little fish. Other side for you. Right, we'll get him slipped back. Yeah, good morning everybody. Yeah, it's just coming up to 9 o'clock, so I thought I'd do a morning update for you. And turned out to be a good night in the end last night. I think it was all quiet, and I woke up about 1:30. I think there's a bleep on maybe on one of the rods, but Rocco jumped up, so naturally I was out the bivvy, and I sort of had a look around, got back into bed, and then I had a message from the angler 3 pegs down for me to say he had a 16-pound common at about midnight. And I was thinking, oh, it's coming up to 2 o'clock and I ain't had a fish yet. This is not looking good. And then as I was laying there, probably just after 2, the left-hand rod went into meltdown, and come out and had quite a battle. I thought it was quite a small fish to start with. He was coming in quite easily, but then when he got under the rod tip, he put up a bit of a spirited fight then, and luckily went in the net, and it turned out to be one of the fully scaleds that's in here, so I was well pleased to catch him. And I had my scales are normally set to minus sort of 4 pound, which is usually my sling, and I weighed it and it went out at 21 pound. I thought, well, that can't be right, because most of them in here are sort of 17, 18 pounds. So I weighed him again, and he sort of come out at 21.5 pounds. So I sort of put him back, and then I re-weighed my sling, and it was about £1.4 overweight. So we ended up at £20.4, which is still up in weight for what I expected him to be. So I was well pleased with that he's put on a bit of weight. And Julie slipped him back, and time I'd done all that, it was about 3 o'clock, and then we went back to sleep until about 5:20 this morning, when we had about a dozen Canada geese land on the lake and were honking around and making a right racket, and managed to sort of drift off a bit. And then Rocco got up about 20 to 7, and next minute he was barking and growling at the bush behind. And speaking of which, so if I turn you round, so as you can see, there's a big laurel bush behind me, and he was sort of looking at that and barking and growling at it, but there's obviously something in there. And I got up to see what he was up to, but couldn't see nothing. And then we were kind of up, and then he kind of went walk. And speaking of which, we've got a bit of a sit-down protest going on here, because he sort of goes for his walk now, and then he likes to lay in the sun. But as you can see, there's no sun, so we've taken to hiding in the undergrowth. And hey, what are you doing? Been a wally? So I've now hidden in the undergrowth, and now I'm going to go to sleep in the undergrowth. Right, so we've had a walk, come back, rods are back out. I'll put one out in the middle where we had the fish from, and one's under that right hand tree there. So hopefully we'll get another bite as we're packing up. But if not, thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you later.